Hey, the Fourth is Short family. Welcome to episode 10, week 10, Thursday night edition. I'm your host, CJ, and of course, we're here with Justin. Today, we're just going to have a little quick episode about Thursday's. What would you call Thursday's game?
Boring.
Boring. Thursday's
Yeah.
relatively boring. Just game against the 1-8 Carolina Panthers and now the 3-7 Chicago Bears. Um, I didn't really get to watch the game. I only got to
Ooh.
watch parts because I was working at the time, so I got to catch little glimpses here and there. Justin watched a lot more than I did. What was your impression of the game from both teams? Hello.
It was a. It's hard to put it into words. Like it wasn't a good game at all. It wasn't a bad game for a Thursday night football game. It was what you'd expect for prime time, prime video football.
Fair enough.
It was a whole lot of Deontay Foreman and
Foreman definitely showed out.
that's it.
Any of the rookies stand out? Any of the younger guys stand out to you?
Both rookie quarterbacks were subpar.
As expected.
Um,
See, Bryce Young got sacked
Adam
twice.
Thielen and DJ Moore were subpar.
Both had a lot of
Tommy
catches.
Tremble was not bad. Cole Kmet was, uh, he was steady.
Mingo had 7 targets for only 3 catches, though. So I mean, he
Yeah,
got
those
targeted.
passes were poor though.
Yeah, it seems like Bryce Young's having a learning curve, which we talked about in the last episode. Check it out. Talk about the rookie in there. But 21 for 38, 105 yards, no touchdowns, 3 sacks. Um, we'll talk a little bit more before the episode ends about like his situation where he ranks like against other rookie quarterbacks that have had struggling rookie seasons. But on this game, nobody really stood out. Foreman's probably really the only one that stood out on the offensive side. 21 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. He had a relatively decent game. Tyson and Young both about identical stats. Except Bryce Young got sacked 3 times. Cuba Hubbard did nothing. Miles Sanders, I don't even know if he's playing. He had 2 carries for -5 yards. He definitely misses Philadelphia's offensive line 100%. Uh,
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't keep him this year.
yeah, I'm glad I didn't draft him in fantasy. I liked him, but I took Cuba Hubbard. But I mean, it's not like Cuba was doing anything this year either. Uh, Defensive side of the ball, T.J. Edwards had a good game with 12 tackles. Ngakwe, 2 tackles, got a sack in there. Um, Montez Sweat, I don't even know if he played. Like I said, I didn't get to watch the game. But shout out to him in the contract talks. Um, I haven't got updated yet if he signed it or not, but I know that he's definitely in contract talks, and if he did, congratulations to him. On the Panthers defensive side, Dante Jackson had 7 tackles. Derek Brown, 10 tackles, 2 for a loss. My boy Deion Jones out there. I didn't know he was in Carolina. I ain't even gonna lie on that one. With 5 tackles, Von Pell. So you know what I mean, nothing impressive. Neither team really played anything well. Uh,
Did
like I
did your
said,
phone go off?
no, yeah. Um, so I guess it was like a what you would expect from a one and before the game, a 1-7 and a 2-17. Yeah, I mean just a game, average bright spot here and there. But
But does it affect who does it affect more?
what, the record or
The loss.
the
Who
loss?
who who needed the loss more?
Oh, of course Chicago. Or who needed the more loss?
The
Neither.
Panthers.
But Panthers don't
The
have their first
Panthers
pick.
needed the loss.
Panthers don't have their first pick. So,
Exactly.
so it helps them.
So with it helps them both because one team doesn't end up moving up past the Cardinals. Because if the Panthers win, they go to 3-6. They go above Cardinals, which makes it to where their pick is less important than if the Bears win and they both flat out go to 2-7. They're both still below Carolina or the Cardinals,
True.
so they still
But
have the top two picks.
either
Well, the Bears
way,
have the top two picks.
no matter where Carolina finishes, it's Chicago gets that pick anyways. You know what I mean? So either way, Chicago won overall because Carolina loses. Now Carolina holds that number one spot. I'm not sure how that tiebreaker happens with Carolina and Arizona if they do tie at the same record at the end of the year. So if I'm Chicago, it's a good thing they beat them, and now I would lose the rest of the year. I would not win any games. I would continue to tank the rest of the season and figure out what they're going to do with Fields. Because that's a very interesting
For
question.
his future,
Yeah.
I think they'll do the same thing that the Cardinals are going to end up doing.
What?
Which is they're playing, which is it's a scary situation what they're doing with Kyler. They're going to play him in hopes to get like trade value.
So you think they're
If
going
they
to trade him?
still end up losing, if he comes out and shows out and he doesn't get re-injured, because if he gets re-injured, they can take that 240 mil and just they're gonna eat it. If he takes another injury, there's not going to be anybody that even will be willing to take a risk. But if he comes in, shows out, and is able to finish out, but they still get like the top pick, so they can get Caleb Williams. They'll try to move on from Kyler and get what they can.
I could see Chicago, obviously for contract reasons and money reasons. I think Chicago can definitely 100% move off of Justin Fields faster than Cardinals can Murray because Murray's making a lot of money. And Fields, I think they still have a high ceiling that they can reach. They're still young. Both are very young. Even with the injuries, they're both very young. Both have shown they do have talent in general. Fields' big issue is the actual quarterback position, like learning how to read defense.
The management.
Yes. Kyler's big issue is, and I think everybody knows it, and I think he might realize it, who knows, is the leadership issue. He obviously has talent. He's been an MVP favorite. Fantasy, he's finished number one. And it's just that leadership part. Like, instead of going to play video games,
size.
you need to be in the weight room. Instead of being on Twitch.
On video games?
Yeah. Like, you're getting paid all this money. Like, yes, it's cool. Play video games and, make time for that. Cool, you have to. But when it starts overshadowing you learning the playbook, or when there's we'll say a non-mandatory meeting, you're choosing to play video games instead of actually going to a non-mandatory meeting, being that leader. You know what I mean? Because if you're a leader, if you're like one of the best players on the team, going to these non-mandatory meetings and stuff. Now, I don't know if this is true, if you don't go to them or not. I'm just saying from my perspective. If you, as a leader, the top guy there, going to the non-mandatory ones, those younger guys, those guys that are below you that follow you, be like, oh, he's going, then I definitely should be going. If my top guy's going, then I definitely shouldn't be going. I definitely should be going. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I think that's Kyler's biggest issue. Fields, it's just reading defenses. I think his biggest issue. And getting in the right system. He's a system quarterback. You know what I mean? He's not a throwing quarterback. He's not a quarterback that you want throwing 30, 40 times like Baker. You don't want Baker throwing 40 times. It's just not their game. They're just not that type of quarterback. But, throwing 20 times a game and getting like 10 rushes a game, you know what I mean? And that's how you will win with Fields. He's not the most accurate quarterback. He's not the most strong quarterback, but he can play quarterback. And he has shown that. And he's shown that 2 or 3 games before he got injured. Same with Kyler. Kyler can definitely play quarterback. He has a very strong arm, even for his size. It's just his is the leadership qualities. So I think if in this time he's been injured, maybe he's been able to sit with the coaches and the higher ups and the players and stuff, and actually sit back and think, to himself, get a lot of personal time to himself, reevaluate himself and his situation, and maybe he learned something from being injured. So with Kyler, maybe the injury could turn out to be a blessing. You know what I mean? I think so. That's how I look at it.
I
Bro.
mean, yeah. I mean, I don't see that being an issue.
So with Fields, though, I don't know. Bears they're at a crossroads that's going to come at them very fast. Because there are some talented quarterbacks in this class, whether you like Williams or Bo Nix or Drake May, whoever you like, Penix, whoever you like, they're at a crossroads. Like, I mean, look how fast Arizona moved off of Josh Rosen when they picked him. The very next year, went right to Murray, and it worked out for him. So Bears are kind of in the same situation.
Yeah.
Because if they do draft a quarterback out of the draft, trade Fields, and maybe Fields turns into that quarterback people think he could be, and the quarterback they draft flops. Now you're in a very bad situation. That looks very horrible. Very, very bad. So this could either be make or break Chicago with what they choose to do. But they have talent. Chicago's got talent on the defense. They got talent on the offense. It's just like some of a lot of teams. Like Atlanta, we got talent. It's a quarterback situation. Chicago, it's a quarterback situation. Arizona's got a lot of problems out there. But like I said, the last episode with them trading Dobbs, I think that's them saying, Murray, we want you here. We like you. This is us trading your, I don't want to say QB competition, but us saying, hey, Dobbs is good, but you are a quarterback. You're the quarterback we want. So we're going to trade him and say, hey, this is still your team, but you got to show us what you're about. And I think Fields is going to be put in that same predicament. It's like, hey, this is your team. Show us what you want to do. Because he's going to have to come back and play if he wants a contract from him. So that's just my thoughts on it.
I could see that.
Just a little interesting. But on the standings, yeah, with Carolina, they got the first pick right now. Chicago's got the fifth pick. So it's interesting. Chicago could be fun to watch these next couple of years with how this draft goes. They get Harrison. They get May, Bo Nix, Williams, whoever they grab. Or they could trade back and get they like Fields, maybe trade back 2 or 3 spots, get some more draft capital, maybe a player, and go get Joe Alt out of Notre Dame or something with Marvin Harrison or something like that. Who knows? But if they trade back, they're not going to get Harrison. That's for sure. Harrison's going top 3, 4 to whoever.
I see him going to the Bears.
He should.
Him and DJ Moore. This would be the Bengals. It'd be like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
They won't be on. You can't put them on the Bengals. They got 3 or 4 good receivers out there.
No. I'm saying the DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, would be like the T. Higgins and the Jamar, or the Tyler Boyd and Jamar.
But hey, it don't matter how good your receiving core is if you ain't got a quarterback that can get it to you. Ask the Chargers with Justin Herbert.
Yeah, that's false. I finished my DFS, so at the end, if you want to do that.
I got you. But yeah, like I said, overall though the game was like it's what you would expect, a Thursday night game between 2 bottom feeding teams this year. But on that note, I want to talk about Bryce Young real quick and the people talking about him and his season he's having, which isn't the best season by far, is not the best rookie season at all. But it's mainly, I think, because how good C.J. Stroud is doing. C.J. Stroud is having an amazing rookie year. He's having a very impressive year. He's making me cry. I figured he would be good, but he definitely got very good a lot faster than I thought he would. And shout out to him because he's obviously in the MVP conversation. I don't think he get it. I don't give rookies MVPs, stuff like that. I can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm that guy that you got to do it for 2 or 3 years before I consider you MVP, and that's in any sport for me personally. But he is having a great year, and he definitely should be looked at. He's kind of like how Dak. He's kind of having a similar year to how Dak in his rookie year, and people were like he should get MVP, and they got the best record in the league when him and Zeke were going off. So it's kind of like that right now. But hey, he's running away with rookie of the year right now. Uh, Bijan should be up there, but we don't use him at all. But yeah, so with Bryce Young, he's I seen a picture and it makes me think about because people were like, "Oh, Bryce Young's having a horrible year. Panthers messed up, blah blah blah." But it's like, did they really? I mean, look at some of the rookie years we've had in the past. Like Peyton Manning's a big one. Their team went 3-13. He had 26 touchdowns, 28 interceptions. Like I'm not comparing Bryce Young to these guys, like talent wise, but Trevor Lawrence's year, Jared Goff is
I mean,
rookie
some of the
year.
greatest quarterbacks ever, their rookie season or their first starting season, they weren't incredible. I mean,
Matthew
you're gonna have
Stafford.
your struggles, especially when you're in a rebuild. You have the Panthers that dumped. They dumped Christian McCaffrey. They moved a lot of things. The DJ Moore to the Bears. Like they moved a lot to get to being able to get that quarterback. Now, will they regret? I mean, I'm sure teams regret not or skipping up on Patrick Mahomes. Teams regret skipping Tom Brady. Like there's going to be the up and down, but if they need to worry about what they don't have instead of what they have. They need to worry about the things that they can make better. Their offensive line. They if they're going to go with the quarterback, they need to make it to where he has the best chance of success. They can't just be like, oh well, we got the quarterback, well, but he's not succeeding. Well, he needs pieces to succeed.
Yes, and they definitely need a lot of pieces on offense and defense, 100%. And
Their defense isn't as bad as their offense.
no, like they need an offensive line. Their offensive line is horrible. They need a receiver. Thielen's cool, but he's like I think off the top of my
Oh,
head, he's like
33?
32. Yeah, 32,
I think
33.
he's
Like he's
33.
cool, but what I mean, it'd been nice to be able to keep DJ Moore. You know what I mean? And like I said, they need
Yeah,
offensive
it would
line.
have. It
They
helped.
need they need a lot of talent around him. And people are quick to jump the gun nowadays because they're again look at CJ Stroud. That's I think Bryce Young's biggest issue is just how good CJ Stroud is doing right now. So they're like, why is Bryce Young not doing it? It's just I don't know, different learning curves and everything. And yeah, so if Bryce Young just needs more talent around him, I think. And it sucks they don't have their first round pick because maybe they go get the like I said the Joe Alt out of Notre Dame or something. Go get him that guy or go get him a good superstar receiver like Marvin Harrison or the LSU Nurbert, I think his name is. I forget his name. Or even the receiver out of Washington. Uh,
They need to get some key positions for the guards
they need a lot of
and
help.
and yeah, their center's not terrible, but it's the outside of the offensive line that really is struggling, especially being as they have injuries and it's
So I just wanted to throw that out there, just talk about that real quick because, like I said, a lot of people are so quick to jump the gun, and I don't like Andrew Luck. I don't even think Andrew Luck had the best rookie season, mainly just because look at what they're coming into. A lot of people forget like when these players get drafted, they're coming into bad teams. There's a reason that team had the number one pick. Arizona's another example. You know what I mean? Like whoever goes to Arizona, you're coming to not a high caliber team. So when Caleb Williams talks about I want to go to this team, this team, this team, and half this, half that, but I do understand why he does say that in a sense because you can go to a horrible team and it could really hurt your future. I mean, look how many quarterbacks have went to the Browns. Look how many quarterbacks have went to uh, Detroit. Detroit. Chicago's another example. The Jets. All these players that get drafted to these horrible, horrible organizations, it's just like a repeat, a repeat, a repeat. You know what I mean? And it just so I kind of like when Caleb Williams like I want this, I want that. I kind of in a sense understand why he's saying that because the team look Patrick Mahomes. Who knows if he goes to Cleveland if he goes to even Seattle or something, you do not know his career turns out the same because he went to a great head coach, a great offensive head coach that unlocked those maybe abilities that nobody's seen before he got drafted. So him
Okay,
getting
so I'm gonna throw a couple names
okay,
that instead, let's say the the Kansas City Chiefs skip on Patrick Mahomes
okay,
and they draft Zach Wilson.
it's not the same. Now
No,
that is
no, it's a joke.
different
That's 100% different.
because even Zach Williams or Zach Wilson, um, his situation I think is both. I think he's not that good. Plus, he's just on a very crappy offensive line. Like he's not surrounded by that offensive line. Maybe injuries. I don't know what it is, but he's not getting any help. He's not helping himself, but he's also not getting any outside help. And that organization has always
No,
been bad.
so Cleveland took Miles Garrett. I mean,
Ah,
if
good
instead
point.
of Chicago taking Mitch Trubisky, do you think they would have been better if they had picked Patrick Mahomes?
Yes. Yes.
What about Deshaun Watson?
No. No. Deshaun Watson. Bill O'Brien is not a horrible offensive coordinator. He's just a crappy person. He's just a crappy head
Sean
coach.
Kaiser.
Oh. I thought
He
he
came
would
in the
have been
second
better.
round.
I thought he would have been better.
I did too, coming out of Notre Dame.
I give him that. I thought he'd been better, and I think he showed a little flashes, but he didn't. I don't think he was just talented. I think he could play quarterback. He just didn't have quarterback talent.
Oh wow, Josh Dobbs
Got
was
drafted
in
by,
this class.
Cleveland, right? Or Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and Dobbs. I watched Dobbs in Tennessee.
You know what his first name's Robert.
No, I did not know that.
We could
I
have
might have heard
had
that.
Bob Dobbs.
Bob Dobbs.
We could have had Bob Dobbs or Rob Dobbs. Like, what is this, Josh Dobbs? No, it's what up, Bobbert?
But I did see a Dobbs in Tennessee. You know, being a Georgia fan, I got to watch him. I got to watch him throw a Hail Mary to beat Georgia in the last seconds, and that was crazy. That was ridiculous. So he was solid in college, but I think he's kind of where a lot of quarterbacks he got to sit back and actually learn how to play. I don't think he was overly talented. Obviously, that's why he got drafted later. But he got to learn how to play quarterback. Geno Smith is probably another good example where he got drafted so high and got thrown to the wolves, but he had to learn how to be a quarterback before he could actually play quarterback. And he just got drafted by the Jets, got thrown to the wolves, and didn't get to learn before he actually played quarterback. But he got to sit for 10 years or however long it was, and now he's actually showing what he learned. So Dobbs, I think, is in a similar situation Geno Smith was, where he actually got to
It's
sit
like
back.
the Geno Smith.
And I think, and I know you're going to say no, but I think Ritter's in that same situation, where I think if
No,
he
he's
sits
not.
for a couple years,
He's not.
he'll be an okay
He's gonna
quarterback.
retire.
No.
He'll retire as a backup for life.
I think
Could you imagine Christian McCaffrey falling to Kansas City?
I would love that.
And
Oh,
that would have been insane.
dude. Oh God,
That would have been so bad.
And then they had Hill and Kelsey. Boy, we could have a whole episode on what ifs. But yeah, I don't know.
We need to do that mock draft.
We will. But
The links
yeah,
in the chat.
I got you. But we're about to do our DraftKings lineup here in 1 second. But yeah, I just wanted to.
Yep.
People need to chill on the rookie situation thing, just like Bryce Young and all that, because
They're rookies.
People
They've got to make mistakes.
I mean, look,
They went from college to NFL. It's a different beast.
I mean,
no, you're not going to be great every game. Even Patrick Mahomes this year has had very poor games. Last year, he looked terrible against the Colts. I mean, you're not going to be great every time.
And I seen a comment. Somebody commented under that picture I seen talk about Tua and Justin Herbert are great examples. And you could be my witness. I've been on the Tua train since before he got drafted. I've always said Tua is going to be a good quarterback, and
I don't like
he's
Alabama,
finally
so I
there.
don't
I
care.
don't like Alabama either. I'm a Georgia fan, and we own Alabama right now. Just throwing that out there. But that's
Yeah, with your
exposure right
daddy
there.
Stetson Bennett.
Don't hate on Bennett. He should have won the Heisman or Caleb Williams.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
He's having a
Isn't he
good
back on the
time. He's
practice
living
squad?
his life. He's living his best life. He don't even care. I bet you. He almost 30 years old, living his dream. But yeah. And people were like, "Oh, is Tua gonna be good? Tua this, Tua that," and then everyone's like, "Justin Herbert's this and Justin Herbert's that." And now look at the script. It 100% flipped a couple years later. Now Tua's like in the
And
MVP conversation, and everybody's questioning Herbert. So.
they're like, oh, okay, let's get Tyreek Hill. Let's see what he can do.
And play. But anyways, Thursday night game was shout out to Carolina. They're about to, or not Carolina, Chicago. They could have a crazy nice draft coming up. But on that note, we're going to do our DraftKings lineup. And real quick, like, subscribe, comment on the video. On the description below, I'm gonna have all our social medias, Spotify, all that stuff. And we're going to have another episode. We're going to be talking about like our mid-season award candidates, like MVP, comeback player,
Christian McCaffrey,
rookie of the year, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So be in tune for that. But right now, before we go, our last 4 minutes, we're going to do our DraftKings lineup. So he's already did his, so I'm gonna do mine. And Justin, you can go ahead and talk some fantasy stuff real quick.
in like a sense of
Anything.
what
Talk
do
about
you
what you wanna
what do you
talk
want me to?
Tell them some.
Okay, I'm ugly. So in our sleeper league, I am 4-5. I've got a trade that I'm sitting on. That
You got a trade.
I'm scared. You got Luke Musgraves, Josh Downs, and 3 picks: 2024, 2025, and 2026. All first round picks. Not second, not third, not a change up. They're all first round picks for Jamar Chase, Anthony Richardson, and a 2024 second. That is terrifying to me because of what I'm giving up and I'm gaining. It's just scary. Oh, talking about let's talk about players that are trending. Trent Irwin, because Jamar Chase is injured, but he's ready to play, I think. But his back does hurt. Trent Irwin could be somebody to look at. The last time Chase left the field with an injury against Arizona, Trent Irwin had 10 targets and went 8 for 60. So that is somebody to look at if Jamar Chase is not available. And it is a 1 p.m. game tomorrow, so you will have the ability to change your lineup if he's not a late game, it's not a primetime game, so you will have time to pivot. You also got Kadero Hodge for Atlanta for a wide receiver as a possibility if you need somebody.
He has his moments.
Yeah. It's just the fact that, I mean, it's Taylor Heineke, so he might distribute the ball a little bit better than Desmond Ridder. Because Ridder sucks. See, he agrees.
I don't agree.
Just kidding. He doesn't agree.
Still in the fence.
Guys, I need a quarterback, like, really bad. Gardner Minshew is not cutting it. My Kirk Cousins is out for the season. Anthony Richardson's out for the season. It's making me sad.
Is Nico Collins? He is out.
He's out. If you guys play DraftKings Daily Fantasy if you do the sports betting, if you do any kind, make sure you are of age and you're in areas that allow gambling. And if you feel like you have a habit, make sure you call the hotline and get help because I don't want to see any of you uh, struggling and selling your house because you can't afford your bets. This guy right here next to me, he's an Atlanta fan, so he loses a lot of money on sports betting. I'm smart enough not to bet on the Colts.
Is he really?
No, I'm not. Because I won. I bet on the Colts last week and I won, remember?
True.
But
It's an interesting lineup.
I think my lineup's gonna. I think I'm gonna go 1-2 now because I'm 0-2 right now against CJ in the DFS lineup. We're not gonna say that he's better than me, but he just has better picks because every time I pick somebody, they get injured. So I picked everybody on his starting lineup on his sleeper. So hopefully they all get injured. No, I'm joking.
This guy. All right.
Did you already pick your quarterback?
Yep. Let's talk about it.
Oh, you're good? You picked everybody?
Yep.
All right, so coming in as my quarterback. My quarterback at 6,400. Detroit's own Jared Goff. He's playing against the Chargers. The Chargers, they're not great.
Garbage.
They did good against the Jets, but they're really. I mean, that's Zach Wilson. Jared Goff is really good. They also have David Montgomery back, who is going to help with the Jahmyr Gibbs. This is going to be a great game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. So I went ahead and took Jared Goff. And I guess you go right into your quarterback.
I took Sam. I mean, you can't pass
Jared Goff.
No,
it's so cheap for 6,400.
I mean, Vegas knows something we don't know every time, but you can't pass up on that against that horrible passing defense. I think both teams are going to score a lot of points. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game.
I actually thought you were going to take Geno against Washington.
Not a big Geno fan.
5,800, that's not bad. Yeah. Or Brock Purdy.
I'll trust Jared Goff over both of them combined.
Who you got at your first running back?
Probably one of the ones you got. I got Jahmyr Gibbs.
Probably. Nope.
Oh, you got Montgomery, don't you?
I didn't. Nope, I didn't take David because last time I took him, he only got 4 points. Nope, because he got injured last time I took him. Nope.
I took Jahmyr Gibbs and Tony Pollard. I went expensive.
Tony Pollard was one that I was looking at.
Very expensive.
Oh, I went more expensive than you.
Really? Oh, you want Christian McCaffrey, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. I took my beast, Christian McCaffrey, against Jacksonville, who is not a good run defense. Alvin Kamara lit that defense up. Mm-hmm. So, Christian McCaffrey is going to get everything. And then I took somebody that was a lot cheaper because I didn't want to ruin my lineup. I took Tyler Algier against Arizona's run defense. Arizona's run defense is not good. I see Bijan and Tyler Algier doing really good this week.
I can see it too, but it's just scary, man. They split a lot of carries, so that could be good or that could be bad. I mean, he's going to be touchdown dependent, 100%. So I can see.
He's only 4,700.
I will say.
So
I see Bijan going
60 yards and then Algier getting the 10 touchdown.
16 for 70 yards with 4 catches and about 37 yards, and then Tyler Algier going about 12 for about 50 with a touchdown, and then probably 2 receptions for 20 yards and a touchdown, something like that.
And that puts him at 14 points, and he's only projected 8. So I'm cool with that.
It's a risk. It's a risk, but it's a high ceiling risk, I will say.
Who you got at your receiver?
I got Olave. Going
Me
against
too.
Minnesota's passing defense, who is again not good. Not at
That was easy.
all. And then I went with the two guys coming in for injuries. So somebody got to catch
Oh,
the
did
ball.
you?
I went Tank Dell and Tyler Boyd coming in for Collins and Jamar Chase. Even if Chase plays, I think he's going to be a distraction, if anything.
See, I went in a similar but different. So I also went Christian Olave, who's not going to take that against Minnesota for 6,400, and then I went up to 6,800 and got DK against Washington.
DK's been having such a downer year, man. He's good.
And then I went with my highest bench player of the week, my bench warmer of the week, Noah Brown for Houston. In regards of Nico Collins.
Fair enough. I'm not even gonna argue that.
At 3,700.
He's definitely been on fire. He's 100% been on fire. That's actually surprising. That's very low for how he's been doing the last 2 weeks.
That is cheap.
Even if you don't think he's gonna do good, he should be higher than that just because he's been balling the last 2 weeks, and that should have jumped him up. Even if Nico Collins was playing, that should jump him up to at least 4,505. Just my opinion.
Yeah, 47, 45 to 5.
Yeah.
I got Logan Thomas as my tight end.
Who's your third receiver? Who's your third receiver?
I had Olave, Metcalf, and Brown.
Okay, I got you. And then you took who as your tight end?
Logan Thomas, Washington against Seattle.
Not bad.
For 3,800.
Seattle's got a solid linebacking core, though, man.
Yeah, but Thomas has actually been pretty good.
He's good. He gets a lot of receptions. He does. He gets targeted a lot.
And that's what I'm counting on is the targets.
It's just that linebacker core.
You grabbed Musgraves, didn't you?
No. I was thinking about Laporta in Detroit.
That was too expensive for me.
It was, but man, he's going to ball out.
65.
He's going to ball out. But I went with the Chargers. I went Gerald Everett because I think both teams are going.
You went G. Okay, that's fair.
Both teams are
that was like 3,900.
I think both teams are going to pass not Keenan Allen and Brown, obviously, then the running backs, and then Everett. For the price.
What position did you take for your flex?
I went receiver.
And who'd you take?
I doubled up with the Saints. Went with my boy, Rashid.
Shaheed. I thought you were going to say Taysom. Taysom Hill.
I would never pick because I know one time, I know for a fact, the one time I do pick that guy, he's going to get like 2 points. And I'm going to be mad. I'm going to hate him again. But I went with Shaheed.
I took a running back.
Who'd you go?
Aaron Jones.
Ooh, really?
At 6,500.
Really? Who's Green Bay playing?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh's got a defense, man. They got. I don't know. That's.
This is his third week off injury. I think it's time to light the feet.
I could see it. I could see it 100% because his backup, I forget his name off the top of my head. Apologies, but
AJ Dillon.
Yes, AJ Dillon. He hasn't impressed me too much, and Aaron Jones hasn't impressed me. Obviously, injuries, all that stuff, but ever since Rodgers left, he just ain't the same.
Did you take a good defense or a bad defense?
I went good.
I went bad.
Who'd you grab?
I didn't have much money.
Mine's basic. So.
Mine is too.
Who'd you go?
I'll say a player on the defense and we'll go from there. Buda Baker.
Ew, you ain't. Ew. You definitely lost. You 100% lost.
Cardinals against Atlanta.
Why?
Because Atlanta's not good.
Arizona's not good.
Listen, no, Atlanta's not good at getting points. They're good at time management. They're good. No, hear me out. They are good at time. They will run the ball all over the Cardinals, but that doesn't incorporate to a lot of points.
You know what Arizona's not good at? Defense. The one thing they're supposed to do. Defense.
Yeah, but I see them doing pretty decent against Atlanta.
I'll give you 1 point. That's just
I'll
'cause
take
you
it because
started him.
everybody.
You get 1 point
You
for
gotta remember, I
starting.
took Christian McCaffrey,
You ever like done
so
a test?
he's gonna give me my 40.
You ever done a test and signed your name and it's like automatically 10 points and you still screw it
Yeah,
up?
yeah,
You
the
still mess up your
LSATs,
name.
yeah.
I
All
took
right, so
Dallas.
wait,
I
hold on,
took
hold on.
Dallas. So
No, you didn't.
that's
You went with
easy.
a good defense,
Yeah,
bro. It's easy
it's too
money.
easy. They're playing
I
Tommy
did that. That's
DeVito,
the money I
a
had.
third, like a 4-string quarterback rookie against a pretty good defense. Like
Who was I gonna take? I had 2,500. I could take the Jaguars or the Giants, and I wasn't taking either of them.
Who's Jacksonville playing?
San Francisco.
I would have probably trusted
I
them
could no,
over
no,
Arizona.
I couldn't. No, not with the way Kamara ripped apart Jacksonville's defense.
Yeah,
No
well,
way. I'm gonna put that
what do you
against on
think?
Christian McCaffrey. I have Christian McCaffrey. I can't take the team that is going against him because then that makes me look bad.
Oh,
I had to take the Cardinals.
oh man.
I was gonna take the Giants over Dallas. What do you mean? That's stupid.
I would have
I'd
trusted
have got
any.
negative points.
I would
I'd
have
have took
trusted
negative.
Giants defense over Arizona.
Hell no.
Yes. But I took.
We're gonna
Dallas.
see. I'm
I
gonna go
took
1 and 2.
easy answer. Come on, that was too easy. That was too. You can't pass that up.
Yeah, but Dallas is expensive. 4,400.
Yeah, but
That's
you can't
expensive.
pass it up. That's an easy.
No,
10
you can't. No, yeah, you can't. I mean, if I had the
They're by
4,500,
far
I'd have took him
They're
too.
going to be by.
But
far
I wanted
the
Christian
best.
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I wanted
Talk
Christian
about expensive.
McCaffrey.
Isn't he like 9,000, 10,000?
9,200.
Yeah, he should be 10.
Yeah.
He should be 10,000.
Hey, I'm taking it. That's fair. Noah Brown should be 5,000.
He should.
I should be negative money.
He should be a lot higher. He should be under Tank Dell because Tank Dell is the number 1 wide receiver out there with Collins out. But he should be higher. Noah Brown should be higher. The way he's been playing the last 2 weeks in fantasy, he should be definitely another 1,000.
Oh yeah, no, he's their number 2 with Nico out.
Tyler Boyd should win up a little bit too. He should be at least 5 to 5,200.
I don't necessarily know because he hasn't been that great this year.
With Higgins hurt, yeah, well, he don't get opportunities. Like he's playing with Higgins and Chase. Like he's not gonna get that many opportunities. But every time he's got opportunity, he's produced. Every year he's produced. But Chase is better, and Higgins has shown to be better. Talent wise. You know what I mean? So no knock on him. They're just better. But anytime the last couple of years, Boyd has got an opportunity. He reminds me of Harry Douglas out in Atlanta when he played in Atlanta. Harry Douglas was always behind White, Crumpler, Gonzalez, Julio. But every time he got called up, he produced. Every time. And
sounds like Byron Pringle.
Pringles. That was a crispy answer.
This was a longer episode than we expected.
It did, but it was a lot of information, and we appreciate it. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, anything you could think of to make the show better, the podcast.
Help this guy lose. I need to win against him in DFS. Leave a comment down below if you want to have us start picking somebody or you have information that you think that would benefit the podcast. Just leave a comment. You can also email us at 4th and Short Fantasy, Spotify,
we'll put it all in
Twitter, 4th and Short Justin, X, not Twitter.
And let me know what you think.
Because Elon likes weird numbers.
The new design. It's a little backwards right
now. Yeah,
which
we still can't figure out what it says, but he's got to write it. He's got to write it backwards. Nope, because it's not what it shows on the episode. You're gonna have to write it all backwards.
But from this angle, let me know what you think. Be a good design. Maybe we'll have shirts down the road.
T-shirt maybe.
Stuff. T-shirts, hats, all that stuff. Some works. And again, like I said, we in the last episode we did take a week off. A lot of behind the scenes stuff. We're improving every time. We got a lot of ideas going, and yeah. And as always, we love y'all. 4th and Short out.